What's up everyone, it's me Derryl Vi and I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at a brand new device from my friends at Mower Audio. Today we are looking at the Mower M2 pedal, and I'm going to show you exactly the presets that I have here. So I have like a clean sound that I've already came up with. And then I made like a rhythm section. Okay, and if we want some effects here after the rhythm. Okay, and lastly I have a lead sound right here, and that's just with an added boost, so I added a little bit more volume onto the amp just so that we could jump out for solos. And the difference about this is that we do have this in stereo now, so that's what makes this one a little bit more different than its previous predecessor. I'm gonna make a traditional rig, show you how it's very easy to set this up. As I always suggest, find the amplifier that you're comfortable with. So if we just do the 60, let's try this out. So it's 60 E650, and then we hear a bit of noise. Now we're just going to go to dynamics over here. Let's go into the noise killer, and it's gone. So let's just move some things about. You're basically going to press and hold your effect like so. Slide it over, and there we have it. So now we have a, looks like an E650 distortion, and we have a 1960 4x12. We have a good sound, it's not as compressed, so we're gonna just boost that. And lately, I would usually select the 808 right here, but I grew to love the clone. So let's just press and hold that overdrive, let's put it before the amp, and we're gonna tighten that by just going to the volume over here. Right there, we already have a rhythm. We already have a rhythm section. So what I would do is that I would save this, and let's say we're gonna rename this as rhythm. And just like that, done. So what I highly recommend, if you want to add some more effects with with what we made, we're just gonna click on save, and trust me, you just want to save it, because after that, once we switch presets, we can actually switch between like a rhythm section and also with another section that has like effects. So now that we're in 2B, we're going to go over here and let's just add some effects after the cabinet. So if we just go into reverb, let's just put in the hall like that, and then I like to add another section here. Let's just go to add one more time, delay, and let's just go to analog, and as long as it's after the cabinet, it almost acts like a effects loop. And let's just put this as rhythm effects, just as an example. Click OK, and it's done. So if we're just going to switch over to the rhythm, okay, and if we want to switch over to effects, another accessory that makes this more convenient is that we have the GW4 foot switch, and this will definitely help when it comes to like switching your presets. So I highly recommend that you get one of these as well, because every once in a while, let's say if I have this like in the effects loop of an amplifier, make sure that the cab is off, of course. We want to have like everything wireless on stage, so just by having this, you pretty much have like your whole rig. Another thing I want to point out is that we do have choices of cabinets and all that good stuff here. And if we just go into the M2, if we go to the clouds, and we go into the official MNRS, this is based on their guitar profiling that Mooer has done. So Mooer has a lot of selection when it comes to like entire rigs, or if you want to select like impulse responses. So if you want to select that, I mean, if we just, for example, if we just scroll down, if you go to CT is actually chop tone, so they've been working with Mooer, which is really great, and they have pretty much a ton of selection when it comes to amplifiers. So if we just go into let's say if we download the CT Ed 4x12 as an example, and if we want to put that into number 2 to an empty slot, click OK. And it's done. Let's just go back a bit, And then we're gonna go back to our settings. Now that we have our rhythm section, let's hear how it sounds with what we downloaded. So if we scroll down into the cab section, you're gonna see our downloads right here where it says GIR and thirds. If we select that CT Ed 4x12, okay, CT Brit. If we just go back to Ed one more time, now let me show you another way how I would use this product. Okay, so what I have here is the Chug pedal by Solar Guitars by Mr. Ula Inglun. So let's just go, let's select ourselves a different preset. We're going to use this as a preamp. So let's hear how this sounds with the distortion preamp pedal. Now, we're using this as an impulse response loader. We're using this as a preamp. So if you do like pedals, this is very essential, you know, when it comes to like, you know, a portable live rig. We can also add some effects at the end. If we just click on add, and let's put in those effects after the cabinet. So if we just click on Hall, and then, and there you go. So now that you have an IR loader, you can add some reverb. And if we put in, maybe, let's put in that delay, just like how we did the traditional way. If we do go into delay, okay, let's just lower that a bit. Let's make a pedal board out of this. So let's add an overdrive. So I have the Fortin hex drive, and we're gonna put everything together. So my desk is gonna be messy, but I like my job. Now we put this together with the hex drive. Stay still. Nice and saturated. So let's do that with a lead. And there we have it, everyone. That is the Mower M2 pedal. Thank you so much again to Mooer for sending out this pedal for me to check out. So please leave a like, and I hope to see you in the next video.